Hi guys, it's Becky, and it is October 1st. And so today I wanted to get into this treasure tube that I got from the fantastic folks at the Bead Place that is full of these like Halloweeny type colors of these beads in here and make a Halloween stretch bracelet or two. And so I'm going to be using this. I'll go ahead and make at least one with the charm that we have on the end here. But I've also got like some bat charms like this that I'd like to maybe add to the mix, because you can make like several bracelets with this. See, I'm already this is what I'm wearing today, is these earrings with these bat charms and my little black skull head. But I'm sorry, I'm ready for October. This is where I am, and this is where we're going to be this month. Just letting you know in advance. So we've got those, and I've got these, and I've got some snips for cutting my stretch cord. I've got a little bead scoop to sort the beads, and I've got some glue for the knot. And so let's get this open and start sorting, and we can start talking about stretch bracelets, because I don't do very many stretch bracelets. Oh boy, it's not that tangled. Good, good, good. So if you haven't seen these treasure tubes, they come with just a bunch of beads all stacked up. Most of them are color coordinated, and then they give you some stretch cord packed right up at the top. It's 3 feet of stretch cord. And they've also got other bead kits, like a jar full of beads and other things like that, that are similarly packed. I'm trying to not separate these out too much, because, or not spread them out too much. Oh, well, there they went everywhere. Look at that. That's like a Halloween explosion. Explosion. Sploot. I don't know what we're gonna call it. But let me get these. Let's start sorting these, and we'll talk about these, because like I said, I don't make any stretch bracelets. I have done in the past, like when they came in a kit or something, and then I don't think I was very confident with my knot tying. But I've been practicing more, I've been getting better at it, and so I think we're going to do that. And we're going to tie some knots, and we're going to do that because stretch bracelets are one of those things that it's like, it's very easy to do. It doesn't have a really high barrier for entry. All you need to make them are some beads and some stretch cord and a pair of scissors. You don't need, where are my tools? You don't need like 5,000 different tools to be able to make them. You just can do it with some things that you may already have around the house. And so we're just gonna, sorry, I'm gonna sort. I need to sort. I can't make stuff without sorting, because this is who I am. And I know some of y'all are like this too. There we go. Let's get our square beads. That way, also, once it's sorted, I can see what beads I have to work with. And then we can start making plans for what we're making. Okay, so it looks like I have a couple of 6-0s. These are really pretty. Hold on, let me get these a little bit closer so you can see these. See that travertine type finish that we've got on those? That's really cool. I like these beads. And I don't think I'm going to be separating the shiny black beads from the matte black beads here. I just don't think we need to do that. I can just have all the black beads be together. We can do it like that. We can do it like that. Oh, there we go. So we're getting there eventually. It looks like we've got some. These beads have kind of a hexagonal shape to them. It's a cylinder, but it's also a hex shape. That'll be fun to play around with. But yeah, I have not been super confident about my knot tying. And maybe I should have been practicing that all along and getting better at it instead of just being like, well, stretch bracelets aren't for me. Because that's kind of how I felt for a while about it. I was like, stretch bracelets just aren't for me. I'm just not a stretch bracelet guy. But we're going to do that today. We're going to make some stretch bracelets. And I'm just going to use the stretch cord that came with this. But I'm adding, like I said, these charms. And I've got a bail or two. I'll pull that out after I sort these. Pull out some bails so that we can use them, because I have discovered from watching other folks that using a bail type bead is a great way to hide your knot and protect it from unraveling and stuff like that. So we'll use that, and it'll be a great way to attach our charms to our stretch cord bracelets. Some larger orange beads over there. This may take a while. I hope y'all are sitting comfortably. In fact, maybe what we will do is we will speed this up, and once I'm done sorting, we can go get into making some stuff. So let me speed this up for you. All right, that's better. Now you can see what we have, and I can start making plans for how I want to put them together. So we've got some larger beads, like these. And I know some of these are different, and that's fine. I don't really need to separate these out much. I've got some larger beads. I've got a couple of check glass beads. We had these really cool camo ones. There's a couple of cubes here. And then our orange cubes here. These, I think these are 11-ohs. They might be 8-ohs. But they have that really cool, like, fiery kind of orange and pink thing going on at the same time. We've got some purples, blurples. We've got some more pink leaning purples here. I don't know if they're showing up on camera like that though. Sometimes my camera does not pick up all of the nuances in blues and purples. It's super fun. When we've got these, that fun color, and then we've got these, like these are 6-ohs. Both of these are 6-ohs for these seed beads. So let's start stringing stuff. I think that's the good plan. I'm just gonna give this a little bit of a stretch before we start stringing things. And let's start from one end, go to the other. Let's grab some of these. Actually, can I do it like that? These yellow guys. I'm just gonna put on, I don't know, 10. I think 10's a good amount of these. Actually, let me grab my little scissors because I've got some snips for this. I'm gonna try cutting that at an angle. Can you guys see that? Let's see if that'll be a little bit easier to pick these beads up with. So this may end up real tedious. Sorry, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I think I want to do 5 of these. These are kind of a greeny bronze kind of a color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that color. So it's a shorter burst of color than we have with the orange ones. Like that. And now this purple. 2, I'm gonna do 10 of these. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and now a bigger bead. Question is, should I use one of the square ones? Yeah. Let's do a couple of square beads. Square. And then round. Then square. Then round. Square. And round. All right. I think what I'm going to do is repeat this orange and purple thing. And then it's long enough that it's almost there, except for being about 5 centimeters short. I'm going to repeat this back going the other way so that I get some symmetry on this. So square and round for several more spots. Orange and purple. Like so. I think my dog might be dying of starvation, which is a thing that happens to dogs about 4 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. most days. She just realizes that all she's had to eat today was breakfast and several treats, and obviously that means she's wasting away to practically nothing. She is in the background, whining softly. If you're very quiet, you can hear. She's a very neglected dog. Very neglected. Okay, I think I have run out of those purple beads, so let's see how far. Hold on. That starts there. 12. That's probably about going to be long enough. And I can always add stuff to either end if that's not, but that'll give me a nice little middle section. I only get 10 of these blurple beads. Then we'll do those bronzy colors after that. And 10 of the orange beads. 3, 4, nope, 4, 8, 9, 10, 10. See how it's shaping up so far? Nice. Let's get 5 of these guys on here. You are not dying of starvation. I have a song that I sing to her with my ukulele. It's called You're Not Dying of Starvation. But when I sing it to her when she starts getting like that, it's like now she expects me to feed her after I sing it to her, because I always sing it to her about the same time of day, right when she starts getting antsy for food. So it has sort of backfired on me. Instead of calming her down and making her realize that, oh, hey, I can wait, she's like, okay, you sang me the song. Can you feed me now? Because, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm getting distracted and not counting because I'm busy talking to you guys instead. So 6 plus 4 equals 10. All right. Oop, you're a little bit twisty, but I'm just going to put you on here real quick and see without stretching if this will fit. And it looks like I need a few more beads, so I am going to cut this cord a little bit further down here so that I can slide things on there from that end. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other, and I'm just going to cut that on an angle to make it a little bit easier to get beads on here. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to get some more of these bronzy type beads on each end. I'm just going to put 5 on each end. Let's see how that'll do. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. And 5 more over here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. All right, let me see if that is long enough to go around my wrist without stretching. And yep, that's going to be perfect. I'm not pulling it tight. And there's a little bit of room. That's a little bit of room. Let's do 2 more on each side. Just a couple more. Just to fill in that gap, because we're going to put a bail on there, and that's going to take, a bail bead, and that's going to take up some room too. So 2 more on that side and 2 more on this side. I need to decide whether I'm going to use the charm that came with this for this one or my bat charm. Probably going to go with my bat charm if I'm real honest, because I think I want to use that one for a different bracelet, which I'm percolating in my head right now how I want to make that other bracelet. I think that one will go much nicer with it. So let's get a bail out. And I got these like a couple of years ago and then never used them for anything. And there's just a whole bunch of them. I'm gonna lift this up and move it because I've got a mat under here that I can sort these beads on. I won't mess up my little piles over there, and I can figure out which bail beads I want to use. This one, that one might be good. Also got this. Some of them are awfully big and take up a lot of space. Some of them are kind of cool and gothic looking. Maybe this one. I think I might do this one. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I forgot that these were in here. But look at this bail. It has swirls on it, which means it will go perfectly with our swirly charm. These are going together. That'll be on a different bracelet that I make in a minute. But for this one, I think I want this gothic-y one. This one right here. So I'm going to go grab that and I'm going to move these, put them away. But yeah, I got these like a while ago for some reason. I think I was going to make some some necklaces on leather cord with like some axe charms attached and given to friends at axe throwing, but then I never got around to it, so I didn't, and that's why I have them. But I can use them for this. It's kind of perfect and serendipity that we have that. So now I've got a little bail that I can attach my bat to, and I like the way that looks. So I can get the bail on here. I'm just gonna string it on. Oh my gosh, this is so big. You know what? I'm gonna want a chunky bead on either side of this too. Huh. Because the hole is so big that like all of these beads will go through it. All right, these chonkers are going on there. Chonkers. It's okay if my bracelet is just going to be a little bit bigger because of that, because that just means that it's not going to be stretching out too much while I'm wearing it. Here we go. This way, this isn't going to go anywhere on this bracelet after I tie it. Hold on. Let me see if this is comically large now. You know what? It's not comically large. All right. You know what? We're going to be making multiples of these so they can stack, and that'll be great. All right, so let's try some tying. Just going to do an overhand knot there, left over right. I'm not tying it tight or anything. Now I'm going right over left, or left over right. I'm going to wrap this twice. So that I have several loops through here. I'm going to pull that down to where that knot is. And I'm going to do that again, but crossing the other way. Okay. Pull that way. Pull that this way. All right, that's going to be a good little knot. All right, let's get some of this glue in a minute. I'm just going to cut my ends. And now I'm going to get a little bit of this glue on here. I've got a little bit of wire that I'm going to use to apply the glue. Because I can discard this Slide that into the bail. We're just gonna leave it there. And I'm gonna go feed my dogs real quick, and then when I come back, I'm gonna wait until after this dries completely to attach my, well, I mean, I guess I could attach it now, but I'm not gonna be wearing it until after it dries with that glue. And that's my first bracelet. Gonna go feed this dog because she is dying of starvation. She's just told me, don't know if you guys heard, it's real terrible situation over here with our poor neglected dogs. But I'll come back and we'll make another bracelet. All right, dogs have been fed and I am ready to make another bracelet because I still have all these beads. I went ahead and attached this guy to this because I wasn't going to be stretching it in order to attach it. And I also went ahead and attached this swirl charm to my swirly bail. So see how great they look together? That's fantastic. So I was thinking, and I don't know if this is going to work, but I am sure going to try it. I'm going to do something a little bit different than like just a regular old stretch bracelet because, well, this is who I am. I have in my stash some stretch cord that is a thinner diameter than the stretch cord that came with this. Like this is the cord that came with it right here. If I lay it over there, you can see its thickness, sort of. And this is the stuff that I have in my stash, and you see it's a bit thinner than that. And I think I'm going to use this because that way I can get like 2 passes of cord through my beads, well, through some of my beads. And I'm gonna do something a little funky with it. Well, we'll see how that works. It might not work. I may delete this at the end of this because it won't work, and I would rather not have you guys see all of that funny stuff. But yeah, so I got that, and then I grabbed 2 orange beads out of my stash that are larger so that it can stopper up the sides of that, and we won't have this bail sliding around the whole length of the thing, because I used the 2 chunky guys that came in there, and I think we have one more, but I need 2 to stop that. So I'm just gonna kind of measure this out with a little bit with my sewel and a little bit with my board from one end to the other, and then double that. And then give myself about 5 more inches for tying. I'm gonna put the rest of this away. But yeah, I'm not sure where I got this thinner stretch cord. It was in my stash somewhere, and it seems to be decent quality. I've kind of pre-stretched it a little bit, and it didn't break. It's not discolored. It's not crispy like plastic sometimes gets. All right, so let me get both of these ends together up here. And because I don't want my bead to fall off at the end of this, I'm just gonna put this lobster clasp here on the very end because it's something that I can take off at the end of this. It's like it'll open and close, and that way I'll have my loop way down here. I'm just gonna start with a very large bead. It's not that large, it's just a chunky guy. I'm gonna put both strands through that chunky bead. I'm just gonna move it down, not quite to the end. I'm just gonna give myself a little bit of space there, because I would like, that's gonna be where I'm tying a knot at the end of this. Let me get a little closer so you can see. But I just wanted to leave this here so that I'm gonna try and leave this alone and not pull this too tight, but just in case I do, that's why I wanted to have this here, so that it'll keep it from disappearing into my bead and having all of that go. So I'm going to do 2 of these pinky purple beads. And 1 black bead on each strand separately. One, two. Come on. This is going to end up very tedious, I think. 1 black bead. And then, oh yeah, and then 2 more of the pinky purple ones. I really hope I have enough of these to go the distance. It's one of the ones that I think I have more beads of than the others, is this purple one. Which is another reason to, what's the word? To sort them, is so that you know how many you have. And so you can make decisions like that based on amounts. So let's get those 2. So that's what I've got. I'm gonna pick it up so that I'm not pulling this all the way through, because again, I want to keep a little bit of that. So I've got that on each strand. And now I'm going to go through one of these orange 6/0s in opposite directions. So go through this one in that direction, and then we'll go through this one in this direction. It's like bead weaving. It's basically your old 2-needle right angle weave, but with stretch cord. And I'm just gonna repeat that all the way along here. 2 of these, a black bead, and 2 of those on each side. And then I will put it through the orange bead. I'll meet you back here after I have it at the length that I want it. Hopefully I can get it to the length that I want it. We'll find out. Maybe actually I'll switch over to the blurbles. No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I don't need to switch it up. This will be enough, I hope. If it's not, I'll just start over. It'll be fine. You guys ever sit down to work on something and you make a little bit of progress and then somebody needs you? So you put it down and you go help them, and then you come back and you make a little more progress, and then someone else needs you. So you put it down and then you go make a little more progress, and then somebody else needs you. And before you know, the day is over and the sun has gone down, and you have finally gotten to the point where you can finish this and hopefully wrap this up before someone else needs you. So that's where I am today. And I just want to say that I'm really pleased that this is looking so great with my 2 strands of stretch cord. Oop, I stretched it a little too much. Remember, I kept it from going through with that. That was smart, past Becky. Good job. Anyway, I did a fit check to make sure it was going to be long enough so it wouldn't stretch too much when I was wearing it. I did when I got about here. I realized that I had used up almost half of my pink purple seed beads. I probably could have done another section of each of them just fine, but I started getting a little concerned about it, so I switched to these blurple color seed beads instead for this middle section. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections with the pinky purples, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the blurples, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the pinky purples over here. And now I'm just going to finish the end over here by sticking both ends of my cord through this larger bead so that I've got something that will hold my bail on the cord without it sliding down over the rest of these beads. And now I've got my bail here, and this part is the part that might work or it might not. And I am gonna try and get it done. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna take just one of these threads, one end of my cord. I'm gonna put it through this bail and through the end of the cord here, like so, and then back through this bail like that. Do you see how I've got it? Let's get a little closer. Actually, let's put this in front of my... This was a really good plan to have my black fingernails going on. There you go. So you can see it's looped around that loop. And now that I've got that looped around that loop, I'm going to remove my lobster clasp because I don't need it anymore. It's just there to keep my stretch cord from going into that. And of course, I've been doing this long enough. I'm gonna plug some stuff in. All right. Okay, so now that I've got this going through, I just wanted to be able to pull that loop through the bail right there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pull this cord all the way through. Let's get a little closer so that we don't have, like that. See where I've got that? I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a tug, not much of one, just a little bit of one, because I don't want this to be too tight. And now I'm going to tie my knot here, and then we're gonna have the knot be covered by the bell. So here we go. Let's tie a knot. I'm gonna start with just a regular overhand knot. Tie it pretty tightly there to that loop. And now I'm going to do right over left, and then around twice. Pull that fairly tight. And now I'm going to do left over right. And around twice. Pull that tight. All right. Where's my scrap wire so I can grab some glue that knot up. Scrap wire, scrap wire. Okay, here's some. That'll work. Come on, you great glop. There we go. Now I have a stretch bracelet made with more of those beads. And I think these will actually stack fairly nicely on a wrist together. And I've got all of these beads left that I could make more bracelets with when I want to, and if I want to. I'm gonna have to pick out some good charms to do this with, but I am going to say goodnight to all my friends out there and then go edit this so you guys can see the finished piece. And I hope you guys have a great week, and I'm ready for October. And had a comment on my last video saying we should do bracelets for October. Like, maybe I've got a lot of stuff going on in October. I'm not sure if I can commit to doing a whole things going on every day thing for October, but I mean, I'm off to a good start if I've already made 2 bracelets. But let me know what you guys think if you want to do bracelets for October with me. Brainstorm names. I'm thinking wrist-tober. Ow, it goes on your wrist. But it might be fun to do a challenge. And I just stepped outside of my comfort zone real quick by making these, by making some stretch bracelets and doing that. The thing about doing like a challenge like this, when I sit down to make bracelets, I always want to make more than one. I always want to make more than one. And so, I don't know. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. And if you want to grab one of these treasure tubes from Abby and them over at the Bead Place, I'll put a link to their site and to the listing for the treasure tubes. I don't know if they still have Halloween flavored ones, but they might. Maybe they can be talked into putting more together. But I'm pretty happy with this, and I am so ready for October and Halloween times and making more Halloween jewelry. I gotta show you guys real quick. I mean, I have those bat charms, but I also have a bunch of beads left over from like last Halloween that I didn't make anything with. I think this was like a combinations of like some Jesse James beads things. I've got pumpkins. I've got Nightmare Before Christmas stuff in there. I've got where's more of my I've got this whole thing that has a bunch of things from like the Allegory Gallery and like some of these, and then I've got more skeletons and skulls and all of that going on there. So I'm probably going to be doing a lot of Halloween jewelry this season. I don't think I'm going to do a challenge like it was last year. Brittany Shavers did like a piece of Halloween jewelry every day. This is the Halloween Hustle kit from Softflex. And then I've got this whole thing of like all of these different colors of skull beads and things like this. It's crazy up in here. I pulled all of these out today because I'm gonna be having this just this whole month probably be filled with me making stuff. If I can get away with it. But I don't think I'm gonna do an everyday thing because I do have a lot going on this this month. But maybe a couple bracelets a week. I think that might be a doable kind of schedule. So we'll see. We'll see what I do. Anyway, hope you guys have a great night and happy Halloweening. It's like the whole month I'm going to be doing this. Oh man. Anyway, bye.